Hey, good afternoon. This is Winfred Burns, CEO of Global Drive Network, your rent a big man clothing line, and your money mentor. So, real quick, we've been talking about living on in purpose and pushing past your limits today. But I want to also give you something else, and that is that guess what? In the process of doing all this, inevitably you're going to run into time, into people, into places that will not receive you or will not want what you are doing. And whether that be in work, whether that's relationships, whether that be in church, in any type of atmosphere that you're in, there are going to be people who just say no. And in that, there's a couple of things that you can do to do that. Number one, the first thing you do is you take the information and you use it to get better. Whether someone says no to you in a relationship, somebody that you wanted to date and they don't, or whether it is someone who you're trying to pitch a product to and they don't want it, whatever it is, whatever the scenario is, you have to first use it to get better, because the only thing that that's going to do is sharpen your skills. That's going to help let you know really how motivated you are, and it gives you an insight into the mind of someone else, because often, let's just be honest, some of us think a little too highly of ourselves, and so sometimes when that happens, life has a way of giving us a measuring stick to let us know and to humble us and to let us know what other people see that we can't see. Again, now let me first say this. I am absolutely not saying that what a person should walk around and be all, oh, woe is me. That's not all what I'm saying. But sometimes we have the opportunity and the capacity to be a tad bit arrogant. And there's a difference between confidence and arrogance. Be confident, but don't be arrogant. Okay. The second thing you do after you take it and improve, is that you do not take it personally. And when I say take it personally, I'm saying that you don't internalize the responses and use them to think that there is something wrong with you. We can all improve. First of all, so let's get that out of the way. But you are fearfully and wonderfully made the way that you are. So whether a person does or does not like you or want you or choose to hire you does not mean that there is something personal that is wrong with you. And so you should not take the information personally. Oftentimes when we do this, that's how it leads us to depression and leads us to low self-esteem. And some of us, it leads us to quitting too early, when really all we needed to do was tweak a couple of things about our product or our process, and then move forward and become the great person and have the great business that we want. So those are two things that you can do. A third thing that you need to do is once somebody does not want you, or what we would consider rejects you, or rejects your sales pitch, or rejects your offer, it is quite simply to study. Because sometimes what we forget is, again, that sometimes that we are still operating in an old paradigm, when really, in order for us to be successful, we just need, again, to study what the current trends are, study what is currently happening in the marketplace, and again, make certain adjustments. I mean, like small adjustments could really make a huge difference. And let me give you an example. Have you ever walked into, and I'll use the church as an example, a church, and the message is great, but the music is horrible? And in your mind, you think, wow, there's a lot of good stuff in here, but if they just switched a couple of things, this place would really be great and really blow up. Well, I've experienced that myself, and I'm saying that sometimes we've got to switch our paradigm and come into a place where we are saying the things in a way that resonates with what's happening in the current culture. That doesn't mean you change your message. It sometimes means that you change the method by which you give the message. So right now, for example, there's a lot of another example is there are a lot of people who are saying things like we shouldn't be using cell phones and technology in church. Well, I think that's absolutely asinine. We are in a technological age and in a technological culture And so, if anything, we should be learning to embrace the technology and use it to enhance the current things that we're doing. So, that's just an example. But again, when you ever feel like that you're being rejected or you're feeling like that you're not getting your way, just understand that guess what? Sometimes it is a good thing, because if you use it to improve, if you use it to study, if you use it to change your message, to bring it into a current day method, then I can promise you that, again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Don't take it personal. Keep doing what you're doing. Just get better, because I promise you, the destiny that you have, the purpose that is for you, the things that you are working hard for are within your grasp and within your reach. All you've got to do is keep going and get better. All right? You are loved. I appreciate you. It's cold here in Michigan. And so I just wanted to, while I'm sitting there waiting for my car to warm up, I just wanted to bring you that quick message. Oh, one more thing real quick. If you can do me a favor, we're having a really good month so far with Nouveau Exposure, and if I really don't want you guys to miss this. So if you can go to nouveauexposure.org, that's Nouveau, Nouveau, yeah, I think that's right, nouveauexposure.org, and download our magazine and subscribe to it. I'd really appreciate it. By subscribing, what that means is you will get, anytime we have, every quarter when we have a new issue, you'll be one of the first to know about it, because you'll get an email, you'll get information on a regular basis to know what's going on with us. So I appreciate you. Do that for me, and then make sure, I'll definitely talk to you tomorrow night on The Scoop with Rashad, Keisha, and Shaquila. So I talk to you then. Have a good day. You're loved. You're valued. You are needed. You are so needed right now. Don't quit being who you are. I'll talk to you later. Bye.